It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by Agile Dad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started. All right, this week, as promised, we're going to continue with Light the World. And I saw another really good one here that I wanted to share with you. It says, this holiday season, surround yourself with loved ones. And then they give you a recommendation. They say, invite as many family members as you can to get together for a virtual hangout. Now, I thought that was interesting because so many people are comfortable at this point doing family gatherings and getting together. But then I thought about how many more people could we get involved, especially if you have family all over the country or all over the world. It's just a great opportunity to get everybody together, especially if you do it for a half hour, 45 minutes. One of the things that I love, love, love is that on my wife's side of the family, they do this and they do a Christmas Eve gathering and it's on Zoom virtual and it's scheduled for 1 hour. We generally go somewhere between 1 and 2 hours. And during this time, they have each family pick a obscure Christmas song and sing it, or sing a Christmas song in a different language, or sing something really spiritual to bring in, that extra undertone. And what I can tell you is not only is it really fun, but it becomes really, really interesting because that together time that we spend is so, so critical. I get to run into people that I haven't seen in a long time. We get to see how their kids are growing up. We get to talk about life and family and friends and food. Everybody tends to bring food and snacks. It's just an absolutely amazing gathering. And then at the very end, we have an opportunity to read the story of Christmas. And I don't want to get emotional here talking about it, but it's probably one of the more touching things. We usually pick someone who is either young enough that they just start to appreciate it or old enough that they can read it really well. And we try to have them read it with emotion. And I can tell you that when we do this, it is really, really touching. It's just a fantastic opportunity for the family to get together. The other thing that we do, and this is kind of interesting, is we require that everyone wear pajamas when they're on the call. It's just a silly thing, but it's one of those things where we feel that unity, and families tend to buy matching pairs of pajamas to wear, and it just makes the event more fun. Now, I do know for a fact that there are certain people out there, because I've been told before, that don't necessarily have large families or family to go to, or maybe, they don't have a bunch of people near them, or, the people that maybe they have broken relationships with their families. One of the things that I encourage you to do, if that's the case, is to do this very same thing with friends. Find friends and companions and people that you've hung out with. And if nothing else, I'm sure you can dig up some people you went to college or high school with and find out about them and dig in a little deep. What I can tell you is, even though you may feel like, what a waste of time, or why am I doing this? Once you do it and you connect with these people, you'll realize that there's not a lot of things that you can take with you when you leave, but the connections and the thoughts and the things that you leave behind are super duper powerful. And I don't want to end on a sad note, but I want to bring something in a light. There are many people this holiday season who are suffering from depression, and sometimes that depression's not obvious. In the case, for example, of Twitch, who was Ellen's DJ and co producer, and what I can tell you is it was shocking when he took his own life. And, all I got to say is, if you feel like you're suffering from depression or you feel like you need somebody to talk to, call one of those suicide prevention hotlines, find a friend. If you can't find a friend, find me. Call me and talk to me. I'm happy to be someone's company in a time of need. I know that I've gone through bouts where I didn't feel like being around other people, or I felt like, life was pointless, or whatever the case may be. But at those times, remarkably, I've always had someone there to help me through the rough time. And what I can tell you is, it was such a blessing. It was such a blessing to have that opportunity to be together with these people, and to humbly bow my head and know that I was minutes away from a very bad place, and that these individuals who loved me, who cared about me, who joined me, did so out of the kindness of their heart, and really, came to me and said, let's do what's right. Let's make this right." And it was just such an incredible, amazing experience when it happened to me. So my hope is that you'll find someone to reach out to, that you'll find a friend and phone a friend, call someone you haven't talked to in a long time. Check in on your neighbors for crying out loud and see how they're doing. Bring over a plate of cookies. If you make cookies, make two, right? Make two plates of treats. Drop one off for a friend or a neighbor. Give the other one to someone that your friend suggests. There's a good idea. So instead of you keeping any of them, give them to someone else. And what I can tell you is if you do these simple acts of kindness, they're going to go a long way. So I hope you're enjoying this week that's filled with kindness and filled with giving. We are going to hit the agile topics again next Monday, I promise. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.